I'm Marcel Masaga. I'm an AI engineer, a five-time founder, and a fractional CTO. For over 20 years, I've been in the trenches, building real-world AI systems. Everything from diagnostic tools in East African clinics to bootstrap startups that ended up winning global awards. I've mentored founders, I've advised investors, and I've served on 5 different global AI ethics bodies. All of it really to get to the bottom of one single question.
And that's exactly what this show, The Global AI Engineer, is all about. We're here to cut through the hype, to think a little deeper, and ultimately to build a whole lot wiser in this incredible age of artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's dive right in. Today, we're going to tackle one of the most fundamental questions in all of technology. And what's interesting is, this whole explainer was sparked by a surprisingly simple question that completely stumped one of the world's top AI experts. So picture this. Mustafa Suleyman, a guy who's been a pioneer in AI for 15 years, is just having breakfast. And his 6-year-old nephew, Caspian, looks up and asks him that exact question. And Mustafa, with all of his deep expertise, he was totally floored. He had no good answer. All the usual replies popped into his head. Oh, it's a tool, or, well, it's kind of like the printing press. But he realized those answers they felt defensive. Almost like he was avoiding the real question. They just failed to capture what we're actually building here, something that feels fundamentally new. So, in an effort to be more honest about what's really happening, he came up with a new metaphor, a different way for us to think about this technology and its implications. What if we stop thinking of AI as just a tool and start thinking of it as a new digital species? Think about it. When we say AI is a tool, we're thinking of something static, predictable, something that's totally under our control. But that doesn't really feel right anymore, does it? The metaphor of a new digital species. Now that captures something much deeper. It suggests a system that's dynamic, one that has these emergent capabilities we didn't explicitly program, and one that can act with some autonomy. It's less like a hammer and more like a partner. And look, this isn't just about playing with words. Thinking about AI this way fundamentally changes the conversation. It forces us to zoom in on the issues that really matter. It makes us ask those tough questions about safety, about the boundaries we need to set, and about what kind of partner we actually want to bring into our world. So why do we need such a powerful and kinda scary metaphor right now? Well, it's because we are living through the fastest and most consequential wave of technological change in all of human history. Let's just look at the evidence for this insane acceleration. If you just zoom out and look at history, the pace of change is just staggering. We went from stone tools millions of years ago to language and writing thousands of years ago, and then computers just 80 years ago. You see how each wave gets faster and faster? It amplifies and accelerates the next one. And that's why this AI wave we're in right now is moving at a speed it's completely unprecedented. To put that speed into perspective, let's just talk about raw power. In the last 10 years alone, the amount of computation used to train the biggest AI models has increased 5 billion times. That's a 10-fold increase every single year for a decade straight. It's wild. And what about the data these things are eating? Well, get this. A human, reading 24 hours a day for their entire life, might get through about 8 billion words. The most advanced AIs today, they consume more than 8 trillion words in a single month of training. The scale is just beyond anything we can truly comprehend. So where is all this power and data leading? It's heading towards a personal AI for every single person on the planet. And these AIs are going to have 3 core capabilities. They'll have a near-perfect IQ, infinitely knowledgeable, factually accurate. They'll have an exceptional EQ, empathetic, kind, supportive. But the real game changer is the AQ, their actions quotient, the ability to actually get things done for you in the real world. So we're talking about something that goes way beyond just answering questions. All right, so we've got this powerful metaphor of a new digital species arriving on this massive technological wave. But here's the twist. Suleyman argues that even this big idea, it has its limits. So let's get to the deepest insight of his whole talk. I mean, it seems like the logical conclusion, doesn't it? We're talking about something that communicates, that remembers, that creates, and can act on its own. That sounds an awful lot like a new form of life. But is that really the whole story? Just after building up this entire way of thinking, he pivots. He says, essentially, that the metaphor has done its job. It got us to think honestly about AI's power. But it's not the final answer. It's time to look past the analogy and see a more fundamental truth. And this is it. This is the ultimate point. AI isn't some separate alien thing arriving from another planet. It isn't other. It is a direct reflection of us. So what does that actually mean? AI is us? Well, it means that AI is the sum total of everything humanity has ever created. All our knowledge, all our art, all our history, all our languages, distilled down into something we can all interact with. It's a mirror. It's a reflection of humanity across all of time. And that leaves us with maybe the most important question of the 21st century. If we are building a mirror, then we have a profound responsibility for the reflection it shows back to us. Will we choose to reflect our empathy, our kindness, our curiosity, our creativity? That choice, right now, belongs to every single one of us. Now, if you found this explainer valuable and you want to help us keep these conversations going, there are 3 really small things you can do that make a huge difference.
First, just hit that like button right below. It tells the platform that this is a conversation worth having. Second, subscribe and make sure you hit the bell because in our very next explainer, I'm going to break down the one critical phase that 99% of AI startups skip and why it's costing them big time.
And third, you have to watch my last breakdown. Artificial intelligence is a lie. Here's what we're really building. I gotta tell you, it's already changing how a lot of engineers and founders are thinking about this space.
I'm Marcel Masaga. Thanks for being part of the Global AI Engineer. Until next time, think deeper, build wiser, and lead with courage.